What's up, Laker Nation? It's your boy Lake Show coming to you with another podcast. So, as the NBA season is about to resume, I couldn't help but think, man, what if Dwight Howard decided to not play and sit out the season just like Avery Bradley, man? That would have been a monumental impact in the aspect of the Lakers winning an NBA championship. And I'll go into why. That's what this podcast is going to be about. It's going to be a relatively short podcast, but man, I just couldn't help but think. Thank goodness Dwight Howard decided to play, because I believe his decision to not play would have been more impactful on a negative aspect than Avery Bradley's. And now that's not to discredit Avery Bradley. He's been instrumental in terms of setting the tone, on the perimeter defensively, being a pest, providing that grit and toughness. But Dwight Howard offers more, and I'll go into why within this podcast. I also want to ask Laker Nation before I get more into the podcast, and that's why Dwight Howard's decision to play was monumental in terms of the Lakers winning a championship. Has Laker Nation, have you guys personally forgiven Dwight Howard in the past? I know, the whole Dwightmare, as they call it, him being traded from Orlando for him to get to LA in 2012-13, and then him fouling out and kind of quitting on his team, things of that nature against San Antonio, and then just him leaving the way he did, and then the issues with Kobe. I know I got love for Kobe. I'm not a fanboy. I never will be. I just respect and admire players. That's it. But I know a lot of Kobe fans and some Laker fans were pissed off about Dwight Howard leaving. It is what it is. I don't believe a player should be loyal to a team, because any team's going to trade a player, especially if it benefits them. So they should only be loyal to themselves and their families and their loved ones, and try to get the best deal that they can for them and what they're looking for. That's how I see it, man. I don't put emotion into things. I try to think of things on a logical, rational perspective, and that's what I gear my channel towards. But I wasn't upset. I was just kind of I was annoyed, obviously, because I personally knew that if people go back and pay attention, and I employ anybody to do so, Dwight Howard stated, "I don't want to follow in Shaq's footsteps." That's what he stated. When he had requested a trade from Orlando, and he also stated that he wanted to join Darren Williams in New Jersey. Again, I'll challenge anybody who doesn't believe me. Look it up for yourself. That's what he stated. So I knew the trade, when we had traded for him, was not going to be a good trade in the aspect of him staying. And not only that, he demanded, or reportedly I should say, he asked for Phil Jackson to come back, and then they went ahead and hired Mike D'Antoni. And then, Mike D'Antoni doesn't believe in utilizing the big man. So that upset Dwight Howard. If you're trading for a player and they have pending free agency, and you're not going to listen to their demands, why the hell should they stay? Because they're thinking, hell, they don't have an vested interest in me and my desires. So that tells me, they don't really care about what I think. So when you have an all-star player, a dominant big man, who is making requests like that, you should listen to them, especially if they're in pending free agency. And who the hell wouldn't want to bring Phil Jackson back? But I look at Dwight Howard during that time. He was averaging 17 points, almost 2 blocks, playing really well, and he was coming off of a back injury. So these are facts that we have to examine during that time. But a lot of people were pissed off because of the whole thing with Kobe. I wasn't. I was trying to examine things like that. What I was upset about was the fact that we traded for him, and not only that, Steve Nash, because of the fact that why would you trade for a 35-year-old, 36-year-old, knowing since he was 32 had a fucked up back? I thought the Lakers made a poor investment. They mortgaged their future at that time to win a championship, and I get, they're trying to make Kobe happy and this and that. I get it, but they could have made better investments. I just seen the writing on the wall, honestly. When we had traded for Steve Nash, I wasn't too happy about it because of the fact of his health issues with his back. When they got Goran Dragic on the Suns, I mean, you could go back the time they were playing against us. He was laying on the sidelines a lot, had a heat pack on his back, things of that nature. So I knew it was a disaster for the Lakers to go to pursue that trade and mortgage first round picks and shit like that. So that's what the Lakers do. They chase stars. we all should know that they're not about developing players, things of that nature. So it is what it is. I get it, but anyway, you know, examining all that, Dwight Howard, you know, came back early from his back injury. I think he said 4 or 5 months early. You know, he should have probably spent about a year to rehab just to try to, you know, do what he needs to do. The issue I have with him, of course, is his fake attitude. And I always have an issue with people being fake. Dwight Howard didn't know himself. You know, and that tends to be an issue, and that's the why players probably shouldn't come out of high school, because of the pressures they're dealing with. They're not matured, you know, to handle the pressures. And players like that, they're consumed within trying to find stardom, things of that nature, money, fame, and they want people to like them. And Dwight Howard's like that, and he didn't understand how to make himself happy because he didn't know who he was. And he, you know, I believe stated that during the interview with Christine Leahy. So, you know, he didn't understand Kobe as well. Kobe was trying to turn him into a dog because Kobe knew if he's a dog, man, we're going to win. Just like Shaq was a dog. You know, you had to have that grit to be nasty, you know, on the inside and just be dominant. And so, you know, Dwight Howard didn't get that. And that agitated me because I feel like he was leaving a lot on the table. Just like I felt Shaq was leaving something on the table. Shaq should have at least 8 championships, man. If he had stood in shape like he was in Orlando, things of that nature. That I'm talking about that type of caliber in terms of leaving shit on the table. But, you know, it was definitely not a good experience. People were pissed off about it. And then, of course, the Rockets game where Dwight Howard elbowed Kobe. You know, that spans from the vitriol that the fans had and certain things he said about LA. You know, it is what it is. But, you know, for me, I learned how to forgive players, especially if they're fucking giving their hearts out. And Dwight Howard has. You know, you can see him pumping up the crowd, being a good teammate. Not only that, another issue I had with Dwight Howard was he demanded the ball on the inside, and he had no post game. He had no counter moves, things of that nature. If he had bought into what he bought in now in terms of just being an energy big man like a Bill Russell type of guy, player, you know, just altering, blocking shots, rebounding, keeping balls alive, getting second chance points and opportunity, setting good picks on the ball or off the ball, being you know, an enforcer in the inside. If he had focused on that, man, he would have been dominant, and his career would have lasted longer, things of that nature. He wouldn't be struggling to try to get on teams. I mean, the Lakers gave him a non-guaranteed deal, and then he became guaranteed by December, so that says a lot. But, you know, he's come a long way. He's really matured, Laker fam. But the question is, you know, for me to you guys, have you guys forgiven Dwight Howard? Has he earned your graces? Is he in your grace? From the time, you know, from 2012, the Dwightmare to now. And for me, I never really necessarily hated the guy. I just didn't like him on a personal level, but he's learned and grown. He's accepted his role and he's bought in. And he's really helped us, and he changes the Lakers in terms of the, you know, his defensive impact. So, you know, that's something to really think about. I hope Lakers Nation has moved past that. I believe they have. But I'm asking you guys, whoever is going to watch the video, have you guys forgiven Dwight Howard? All right, so with that question out of the way, and I give you guys something to think about there. So, Dwight Howard, man, by far, imagine if Avery Bradley and him decided not to play for personal reasons. That would have really helped hurt the Lakers. I mean, they're by far some of the two most impactful players on the team, so losing them both would have hurt it. But losing Dwight Howard, here's why. I'll go into detail. Well, number one, he offers a lot more. He's a rim target. He averages about 2 to 3 offensive rebounds per game. You know, he's the only player that has size in the inside. JaVale McGee plays best in spurts. We know Anthony Davis. The joke about him is he's made out of fucking glass. Every time he falls down, we know, we're just holding our breaths like he's not hurt. When he blocks a shot, his shoulder hurts, things of that nature. So playing him at center, he's not able to take the impact a lot. He's not able to sustain things because, given his injury history. So Dwight Howard provides depth at the center position. Gives us a bruiser in the inside to where Anthony Davis could primarily play at the power forward position. I mean, during his press conference, his introductory press conference with the Lakers, He stated that he doesn't want to play at the center position and that he prefers to play at the power forward position. So Dwight Howard gives him that. But JaVale McGee and his asthma, is an issue as well. Then plus he plays best in spurts. When he's out there longer on the floor, it's no disrespect to JaVale McGee, but you're probably going to be catching a Shaq in the full moment, or he's going to do something stupid. So to play him best in spurts is the best option. So Dwight Howard offers that. We don't have depth at the center position to where, we have a big man that could bang down low, that could be take hard fouls, that can be a loud target, that can alter shots, can get offensive rebounds, set great picks. And not only that, the great thing about Dwight Howard, man, is the fact that he's able to stay with guards on the perimeter. He's able to switch out. He's exceptional at what he does and moves his feet. He's in great shape. He really took a commitment to work on his body. He's done a great job, man. He's really bought into his role, and those are the players you want on your team. So, he offers more. Not only that, with Avery Bradley, we're loaded at the shooting guard position. We're 5+ deep, 7+ deep, possibly even more. We're not deep at the center position. With Boogie Cousins out, we're not deep there. So if he was in, and Dwight Howard decided not to play, then that would have been good. But Dwight Howard coming to the Lakers, staying on the Lakers is impactful, man, because he provides so much. We need every championship team needs that big man that could provide grit, toughness, hard fouls, could make other teams think about coming in the inside because Dwight Howard's going to be there. And he's great at rim running as well. We have a legitimate post player that could, rim run and transition, duck, put his hips into other opposing players, make himself big in the inside and force him to foul him, or he's going to finish at the rim because he gets deep post position, and we don't have a lot of players that can do that. So, offensively, he creates opportunities. Defensively, he definitely creates more of an impact. And let's go into, his stats. So Dwight Howard, in 19.2 minutes per game, is averaging off the bench 7.5 points, 1.2 blocks, 7.4 rebounds. His field goal percentage is 73.2. And check out his defensive rating for those who are analytic heads. 89.9 per 100 possessions. That's tremendous Laker fan defensive impact. When he plays, the other team doesn't score more than 100 points when he's often on the floor. So imagine if he's on the floor a lot, or he wasn't on the floor a lot, the Lakers' defensive impact wouldn't be as high. But check this out, Laker fans. So JaVale McGee, as a starter per game, is putting up this season 6.8 points, 1.5 blocks, 5.8 rebounds. His field goal percentage is 64%, and 16.8 minutes of play. So Dwight Howard's playing 2 more minutes than him. Not only that, Dwight Howard often finishes games if he's gonna, if the coaching staff for the Lakers is gonna have a center next to AD, because we know AD is reluctant to play at the center position. So, with JaVale McGee, he's best in spurts. That's why having Dwight Howard is huge for the Lakers, because it gives them a bruiser. It gives them a player that's going to help AD conserve his energy, because, in my opinion, AD, for the Lakers to be more unstoppable, he should turn completely into a 5 full time, but he's so reluctant to do that because he's more of a finesse big and he doesn't want to bulk up. So, we have to have 2 centers for sure, within the center rotation that can bang down low, and that will allow AD to play or finish in the fourth quarter, because AD at the center position, we all know he's likely going to go at least probably anywhere from 8 to 10 minutes, maybe even the full quarter for the fourth quarter to finish off the game. But we know the coaching staff is going to have AD finish at the center position to give them a better opportunity to space the floor, create more offensive opportunities, things of that nature. So with Dwight Howard, man, it adds the opportunity for AD to preserve his health and overall his energy. So again, that's why this is huge for Dwight Howard. His decision definitely gives the Lakers a better opportunity to keep AD healthy, a better opportunity to win an NBA championship. With that being said, Laker fam, it's a wrap for the podcast. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below about the perspectives I mentioned, talking about Dwight Howard, his impact to play, and then also if you guys have moved past the Dwightmare situation in 2012, and then the beef with Kobe. If you guys forgiven him, let me know in the comment section down below, and if he's earned your respect. For those of you who are currently subscribed to the channel, like the video, share the video, comment down below. Would definitely appreciate that, and I appreciate you guys hanging in there with me, supporting the content. For those of you who are new to the channel, and if you value a different flavor of Laker content that's based off of rationale, logic, objectivity, empirical data, and that's unbiased from a student of the game's perspective, if you guys value that, then you guys should consider subscribing. For those of you who shop Amazon and want to support my content, the best way to do so is by shopping through my Amazon link, as I'm an Amazon affiliate. I earn a small commission, so I would greatly appreciate that. If you're willing and able to support my content, that would be the best way. I'll have the link down in the description. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. I'm Tony on the Lake Show Podcast, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.